We are talking. All right, building mastery is the name of the game. And here's what the outcome is, ladies and gentlemen. By capturing this information, by applying this information, the outcome for each and every one of you is to double your business in the next 90 days. Now, some of you have one person in your organization, so you go, okay, I just got to add one more. Some of you, and by the way, for some of you, that's going to be a challenge because you have to change the way you think, you have to change the way you speak, and you have to change the way you behave. Some of you have 10 or more people in your organization. How do I double when I'm at 10? Well, it's going to take a strategy, and we're going to give you some of those tools here tonight. Now, there's a quote from a great mentor of mine, and the quote goes, your ability to build, you can use the word recruit if you like, is directly related to a great demonstration mixed with a strong belief in your company's mission. So number one, okay, how is your demo on a scale of 1 to 10? This is the 4th series, and those of you that have come to the previous series, congratulations, this is your graduation night, okay? So everything is building up on each other, and we're referring back on previous knowledge. But number one, you got to have a great demo. You want to become excellent at building, you need to have a great demo. That is an absolute must. And you actually need to have your own mission and also really be attached to the company mission. So why build now, ladies and gentlemen? And the word is now. It's so important to have the mindset of building now rather than later, because sometimes people go, well, I'm going to wait until I'm a little bit more confident with the demonstration, until I learn the business. The time to build is now, okay? And there's many reasons. Number one is because it makes the business more fun, because you're partnered with somebody, and that person also helps keep you motivated, okay? We also have training. You know, when you build something, when you bring somebody in this business, there's going to be telephone coaching. There's going to be some role playing involved. It's going to increase your level of accountability, and it's going to put you in a position to master the basics. And by the way, I trust you're filling in the blanks as we're going along in your workbook. The only way to grow, ladies and gentlemen, is more people doing more shows. It's very, very simple. Some people do an amazing job on personal sales, but when you stop selling or you have a bad month, guess what? Sales will dip. The only way to grow is more people doing more shows. SBP bonuses. We know that 11 letters equals $2,000 super commission, right? So if you want it, how would you like to, in show of hands, I'd like to see a show of hands here. Who would like to have a $2,000 super commission every month? Raise your hands. Okay, what do you need to do that? Well, statistically, the average active consultant is going to deliver 2 sets. Actually, throughout the entire Eagles division, it was 2.5 sets in the first trimester. So the average consultant is delivering 2 sets. So that's about 6 people frontline, 6 personally sponsored people that you have active in any given time should statistically average you an SBP every single month. How would you like to get one every week? Well, all you got to do is quadruple that, right? So again, back to growing is about people. If you want to fast track, it's so important when a new person gets started in the business, 2 people complete training and deliver a set, and you will earn your promotion to senior consultant. Now, if you're a senior or a distributor, your goal when you bring a new person in the business is help them earn that fast track promotion. Okay, 2 team members in 60 days equals senior consultant. So the first 30 days, you actually distill that warm market list and you cook for those people and you get them enrolled. The next 30 days is you get them trained so that they can go sell a set. When you're a distributor, now you're gonna get bumped up to a higher profit position through sales and building. When you're a distributor, you're in a 5% override on your entire direct group. What does that mean? That's an average about $200 per set on frontline and team business. $200. That adds up, ladies and gentlemen. When you promote a distributor, you actually can earn 2% on your distributors. So this is another reason you have an opportunity for more profit. And when you open an office, you can actually earn inventory certificates. Now, I have to be honest with you. When I first started in the business, I was 2 years into the business before I even considered the possibility of opening an office. And it was about a year and a half when I was a distributor that I started feeling confident that I could do it. And that was training. Confidence and competence are directly related. So the more you learn, the more confidence you're going to have. One professional set every 25 sets you and your team do. So if you're doing 10-4, ladies and gentlemen, you have 10 people on your team, you're doing 4 sets consistently, you should average 25 sets a month, 1 certificate a month. Every time you promote a distributor, 5 more certificates. So if you promote 2 distributors, what does that mean? 5 plus 5 is what? 10. Okay. And then this accumulates up to a maximum of 27 inventory certificates. And we've had people get promoted out with over $100,000 in inventory. That is only because of the power of people. So why build now? Great reasons why to build now. Now it starts, ladies and gentlemen, with your mindset. So the first question I'd like to ask you is, are you a sole proprietor? You're all in business. Okay. Are you in business for yourself? Okay, and by yourself? Are you a sole proprietor, or do you have a team of people working with you? Okay, and this really is a mindset shift. See, a sole proprietor, you have the benefits of a business, but once you stop working, the money stops. A business person leverages their time and effort through the efforts of other people. Next question. In your business, are you a mini mart? Are you a mega mall? What's the difference between a mini mart? Mini mart is a tiny little store with a very little, maybe 1 or 2 employees, with not a lot of products. Okay, a mega mall has multiple stores, right, with multiple employees, and it's diversified. So where do you want to be? You want to be small, medium, or large? Only through people does that make a difference. A good salesperson can make what? A good living. That's what I was told when I started in this business. In fact, I didn't understand the whole recruiting game when I came in this business, and that was not my understanding. I was told I can make a good living by booking and cooking and controlling my schedule, but a good builder, ladies and gentlemen, the skills you're going to learn here tonight can literally make you rich. Now, rich is not a bad word, okay? Because the more you have, the more you can give and the more you can help others, okay? If you want a building mindset, it needs to be programmed into your conscious mind, into your subconscious mind. You need to write it down. You need to think about it. You need to talk about it on every meeting, every phone call. It starts with you, ladies and gentlemen. It starts with your goals. Do you write your goals down daily, your top goals? Do you have a screensaver that actually maybe has something that reminds you of your goal? Do you write your goal down on a mirror so you see it every morning? I am a team builder. When you're exercising, you can chant, you can have a chant that embeds into your nervous system. So you're not having to think about it because you're conditioning this. When you close your eyes and meditate, when you take a moment to reflect on the things you want to be able to achieve and the people you want to help and the person you want to become, do you visualize these things? Because if you do, ladies and gentlemen, they will make a difference on the time it takes you to get where you want to go. You are a people magnet, okay? You are great at building and you are a building machine. Now, some of you are going, James, where do you get these words from? You create your own words, ladies and gentlemen. These are examples of words that empower you to give you the confidence and the belief system that you are a people magnet. The right people at the right place at the right time are attracted to you. Why? Because you're a good person at heart and you will connect with the right people. You are great at building. You're saying, but no, James, I'm not. You know, I brought somebody in the business. They blasted in, they blasted out. They didn't complete the training. Guess what? This is a test for you to develop your skills. When you become more valuable, you attract more valuable people. You are a building machine. And when you condition that into your belief systems, ladies and gentlemen, you can become unstoppable. Now, when you're at the show, what is your priority? You listen to Wayne Fritz. He talks about the square, booking, building, selling, training. Is your mindset, what is your mindset? Most people default to a mindset of selling the product. And then they develop the mindset of booking. And then finally, it's building. So today you will have this monumental shift where in your mind, the first thing you're thinking before your hand touches that door, before you log into that Zoom, you are thinking about not just closing a set, because you close a set, ladies and gentlemen, that's one commission. When you close somebody into the business, think about that as a stock program. Think about that as 30 shows at least. Think about that as 10 set sales in the bank. That's the mindset you got to believe. And there are people, ladies and gentlemen, because of the power of building, there's people that I've been fortunate enough to attract into this business that have paid for homes over time. Okay, now that's the power of building, ladies and gentlemen. So get excited about now. What do you get excited about? Well, you get excited when somebody's thinking about doing this business. They don't make the decision right away. So you got to create a sense of urgency. Talk about the promotions. You got to get good at promoting. Talk about the fact that now's the perfect time because we've got this push month. Now's the perfect time because we've got this travel club. Now's the perfect time because when you do that 6 and 15, you automatically roll into your stock program. Okay, so when is now the best time? On every show, to have a recruiting mindset, you're not closing on the sales. Interesting, I was talking to a new person the other day. She goes, James, I had somebody, she's not a recruiter. She's actually very humble in the business because she really doesn't need the money. And some of you on this call here don't need the money. You do this business because you believe in the mission. You do this business because you have dreams and goals and you want to contribute to the betterment of others. And that's the best reason to be in this business. But this lady, she said that she sold a set and she sold it without the husband, and the husband goes, wow, that's a lot of money. And she was getting buyer's remorse. She was thinking about canceling. She told her about the business and she turned her around. Now, don't be reactive, be proactive. Don't deal with it when it's a problem. Talk about the opportunity, even when you're in beautiful homes, even when people have great jobs, okay? When you close on the order, you're closing on helping them get a matching set. You got that? It's a different mindset, okay? And it takes a little bit of conditioning for that. So here's where your momentum is going to come from. Number one is help your new people make money. That's your first goal. When you bring somebody in, my responsibility is to put a paycheck in your pocket. Number two is I'm going to do this by putting a names list together. And with that names list, the names list is not for me, it's for them. It's a starting names list. See, if people only have 10 names, they're going to have fear of failure. They call a couple, they're good people, they get rejection, they stop calling. If they have a 50 names list, even if they have a couple of hurdles, they can keep on going and make more mistakes. But the key with the 50 names list is distill it down to the top people that are high probability candidates to do the business. This is money. If you get this, ladies and gentlemen, this could potentially double or triple your building results, because what you're doing is just like you're qualifying somebody to be a part to sell the product to. We know that there's champs, right? We talked about this before. There are people that are high probability candidates to buy, right? And there's also people that are higher probabilities to get involved in this business. So you got to take that names list and we got to tackle the best people first so that we can help your new team members get that fast track to senior consultant and bring in 2 people in the first 30 days and then train them in the next 30 days. So if you want to enroll more people most of the time, MOST, what does MOST stand for? Number one is the mission, not the money. And do you train your people to be able to fluidly explain the mission? And what is the mission? It's to inspire people to eat better, live better, and achieve the life they desire. The mission is we are the movement to bring people back to healthy home cooking. The movement, we are the movement to bring people back to healthy home cooking. Talk about the mission in your booking. Talk about the mission as the reason why you need help to make the world a better place. Opportunity, okay? Now, what are we talking about opportunity? The number one thing, most people are doing this, they take the first step as a hobby business. So don't talk about making big money on a show because that's not what people are interested in. This is a fun time business, fun time, okay? You can call it part-time, but it's really fun time. It can segue into a career option, but here it is, ladies and gentlemen. It's the pride of ownership of YOC. What does YOB stand for? YOB, your own business. Don't underestimate the power. 17% of people in the United States have a side gig now. It is extrapolated by 2030, 40% of the population will be doing a side gig. Why not Salad Master? We believe the best business opportunity out there right now. S, under most, is the stock program. So talk about it. Your first set is tax deductible. Your second set, we're going to help you earn. We're going to help you earn the matching set. We're going to work together on this program. Okay. When you get your set, ask people. They haven't even got their set. They're not even thinking, they may not even have signed the paperwork for getting the corporate. Say, when you get, that is an assumptive statement. When you get your set, you want to keep it, sell it, or give it away. And whatever they answer, you make a note of that because your goal is to follow up. We're going to help you get that set for your children. We're going to help you get that set so that you can give it away. We're going to help you get that set so you can convert it to the other pieces you don't have. And T is tax advantages. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that the average person in the United States overpays on taxes? By the way, this is from the IRS. The average American who pays taxes overpays approximately $4,500 per year per household. You're like, really? Yeah. There's two reasons for that. Number one, fear. And number two, ignorance. People do not know what they don't know and they pay too much in taxes. Okay. So when you join our team, another assumptive statement, when you join your team, we are going to educate you on how you can keep more of your hard-earned money. Does this, who's going to say no to that? You have knowledge. You have something they want. You have coaching that you're going to help them to become even better. And then training, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And the T and the most is training, because most people don't think they can do it because they have experience where they tried a business before, they tried this, and maybe they don't have a successful reference to that. So number one, when we're training them, we're going to teach them the basics on how to do Zoom. We're going to teach them how to do a face-to-face show. We're going to give them assignments. We're gonna get them on Salad Master University. So these are just some of the fundamentals. Now, you're all leaders, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, it is not the responsibility of your dealership to train people. Your responsibility of your dealership is to give a roadmap, to communicate, to coordinate, and provide the tools so that you can be empowered to do this together with your distributor, together with your trainer, together with your dealer. So don't ever think for a moment it's somebody else's responsibility. In fact, I'm going to tell you right now, don't even try to build or attract somebody in this business unless you want to help them first. Okay. And the final T is time flexibility. The beautiful thing about this business, ladies and gentlemen, you can work as much or as little as you like. You can do it in other people's home, or you can do it in the comfort of your home. Think about that. That's powerful. You can do it in your home virtually, or you can do it in the comfort of other people's home. You have the freedom and flexibility to choose. So when we're talking about the enrollment of most people, ladies and gentlemen, we got a huge net. We want to catch the little fish. We want to catch the medium fish. We want to catch the big fish. Don't just go after the big fish. Go after all the fish. Okay. And how you're going to do that is by talking about the benefits of the business. And the most acronym is a memory aid for you to remember: the mission, opportunity, stock program, tax benefits, training programs. And I believe we have world-class training. I truly believe that. And the time, freedom, and flexibility. So let's talk about where it starts. So you have an assignment you give to a new person to get that names list. You give them another assignment, and that's to create their story. Even if it's just a booking partner, you want to coach your booking partner on how to introduce you. It's so important, Vivian. Okay, Victoria, it's so important that you coach your new person on how to introduce you on a demo. So when you're doing your story, okay, your goal is to tell your story in 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, it starts with the background, who you are, get personal about this, and why you're involved in this business. Second, talk about your past. And you know what, ladies and gentlemen, before Salad Master, what was your life like? Okay, how was your life not perfect? How were you challenged? by time? How are you challenged in your job? How are you challenged in your ability to cook? How are you challenged in the time you had to cook? How are you challenged financially? Because you have to be humble, ladies and gentlemen. You have to admit your area of weakness. You have to share people your imperfection and your hurt. You've got to be vulnerable for people to be attracted to your story. If this makes sense, it will take some practice, and you cannot wing it. You've got to write it down. So number one, your background, who you are. You're a father, you're a mother, you're a single person that went to school and graduated a Bachelor of Science, and you're a nurse practitioner. Whatever your story is your story. So your background, how your life was not perfect before Salad Master, and then we shift to the present. Now that you are in the business, now that you are using the cookware, how has that really made a positive impact on your life? How has that made your life better? Are you cooking more? Are your children eating more vegetable? Have your, as your husband lowered the cholesterol? How is your blood sugar doing? How's your energy level? How are you sleeping? How are your bowel movements? Hopefully pretty good. Okay. How is your life better? Maybe financially, and just, you don't have to brag and say, hey, I'm making all this money. No, you can just say, you know what? We've now been able to pay off all our credit cards. We've been able to earn a matching set. We got a $6,000 set we've earned a travel club. And if you're brand new in this business, okay, maybe the impact is just you've learned so much about business. You've learned so much about cooking. Does this make sense, ladies and gentlemen? Your story needs to be robust and well-rounded to attract more people, if that makes sense. Okay. So how is your life better? Write it all down. And by the way, listening is great, ladies and gentlemen. But how are you excited about the future? Why are you excited? And again, we talked about your mission and your vision, your purpose. Okay. And in fact, if you're not bold enough to talk about the future, I'm going to tell you a secret. Most people are not going to have the confidence to follow you. So you got to be bold about where you're going. Hey, folks, this is where we're going, right? We're on a mission to change lives. We're on a mission to help more people get back to healthy home cooking. And where we're going is we're building a team of 10 people, one at a time. And right now, I have time for only one person. Our team has a track record of success. We produce champions, and we've got some of the best mentorship and training in the industry. And you have an opportunity to take advantage of that. Okay. This year, we're on pace to do over $1 million in business. We're on pace to do whatever it is. Speak confidently about the future, and people will be confident to follow you. So again, the story needs to have a closure, and the closure is, what's the next step? What's the call to action? Well, the call to action is getting started. The call to action is doing the paperwork. The call to action is registering for training. The call to action is getting together, setting a time and a date to get together again. If somebody goes, this sounds interesting, you got to take the next step, immediate action. So let me ask you a question. And here's the mantra you want to condition. And it's a series of questions. I'm going to challenge you to share on all your cooking shows. And that's the question, who do you know? Who do you know that loves to cook? Who do you know that's passionate about health? Who do you know who is driven to help others? Who do you know that could have fun doing what we do? Memorize these lines, ladies and gentlemen, because what you're doing is you're doing a memory jogger with every person you cook for. With every new person you enroll into the business, the first thing is get them programmed to build now. You are unlimited with your resources, ladies and gentlemen, through the power of referrals if you ask the right question. Who do you know that loves cooking? How many of you on this phone hate cooking? Okay. Now, most of you, I didn't know how to cook, but I didn't hate cooking. Okay. I think almost everybody starts this business because they like the fun of cooking, right? Now, how many of you believe in health? I bet almost all of you believe in health. For me, that was the number one driver, was the health. Health before cooking, because I didn't really do a lot of cooking before Salad Master. It was very simple stuff. Okay. And are you driven to help others? I bet each and every one of you, part of your mission is to give back to your church, give back to your community, give back to your family. Okay. And you'll ultimately find that giving back by training other people is one of the most gratifying things that you can do. Okay. And guess what? You got to be a little eccentric in the business. You got to look at this as a fun challenge rather than a job. Does that make sense? So ask more and you receive more, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to take a screenshot of it, you can. But I recommend on the next telephone call, on the next cooking show, on the next person you enroll, you ask them, who do you know? Who do you know? Who do you know that could have fun wearing this apron? Okay. So let's talk about some tools to help you get to where you want to go. Okay. We need tools, don't we? So here's some of the tools. Okay, the flip chart. The flip chart is your friend. Some of you go, wait a second, James, I don't need a flip chart. I've got it memorized. I'll tell you what, okay? Are you a sole proprietor? Are you a business builder? Okay, because you got to make the demo look so simple. People go, I can do that. When you use the notes on the back of your flip chart, you're showing people that you're not special. Okay. In fact, I use the notes as a crutch and I pretend I'm reading it on a show, right? I'm going, hey, if you can read, you can do this business. Ha ha ha. Right. So keeping it simple. If I can do it, you can do it. Say that on your show. Hey, if I can do this, guys, you can do this. So the open house invitation, you got to get good at getting people to want to take a look at the business. You got to get good at bridging the customer to the team and to your dealership. And when you're talking about the open house, and it may be a cooking class, it may be a corporate briefing, a three-way interview, a private business reception via Zoom. Okay, but it's a meeting after the meeting. You got to get good at selling it, and you tell them you got to check it out. It's a must attend. Now, we give a special gift for people taking a look. Okay, maybe your dealership does too. But the bottom line is it's your certainty that tells them, you got to check this out. This really is a must attend. Okay. We'll talk about selling the open house a little bit later, but you also have to have text templates that is a follow-up after the cooking show. You see, sometimes people don't pick up the phone because they're afraid of saying the wrong things. But when they send a text and the text has the right language, the right video, the right link on it, it's something that's duplicatable that anybody can do. It takes away the fear of rejection. The stock program brochure. If you're on a face-to-face show, take and you've qualified for your bonus set, great. But bring that stock program brochure, use it as a tool to book, but also use it as a tool to tell people, hey, listen, I'm already halfway to earning my bonus set and you can do it too. I've already earned my bonus set and you can do it too. I am helping May get her bonus set and you can do it too. Okay, call outs. Why do you call out to a third party at the end of a show? Okay, number one, it's going to, because your default in most cases is wrapping up the sale. By talking to a third party, they're going to actually help you condition the reflex to sell the next appointment to view the business. Second thing, it's a third party validation and it helps commit the appointment. Okay, so calling out at the end of the show, talking to a live person is going to be helpful in your building efforts. Three-way briefings, we believe in them big time. Talk to your dealership more because sometimes you have to wait for a whole week to do an open house or 2 weeks to do an open house. So you can immediately share the details of the business to people like the next day. Open house, make it fun, whether it be virtual or face-to-face. This is an opportunity for you to connect with people. So my question to you is, if you're doing it virtually on Zoom, how do you make people feel connected? Very important. How do you add more positivity? How do you create more fun? How do you make people feel special and recognize them? If they're a brand new person and they're not receiving an award, how do you recognize them? Okay, you can shout out to them, hey, good to see you. Glad you can make it here, Carney. Right? You can shout, hey, Victoria, in the chat box. So glad to see you. Okay. So, and then of course the opportunity night every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. We have an opportunity night. And what is this? This is another exposure to the business. Now, we don't send people to the opportunity night first. we actually meet with them first so that we strengthen our relationship. We make them feel welcome. They're sold more on us first before the business. Does this make sense? They have to buy into you. They have to buy into your business, your dealership, your team, your culture before they buy into the opportunity of how I make money, if that makes sense. So the opportunity night is an additional tool to help create clarity on the business. So let's talk about your open house. Okay. The open house experience, just like we talk about the cooking show experience, the keyword is experience. And on the show, think about the VCR. I know some of you don't even use DVD anymore, or you stream your videos. Think about VCR. And what is that? Value, commitment, remind. So when you're getting people to the open house, what are you competing with? Their time. Okay. If somebody says, well, I'll try, but I might have something scheduled, blah, 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 blah. So you got to build enough value so they create the time. Okay. So you sell it. You go, it's an evening full of food, fun, prizes. You get to meet the team. There's you see a little, sometimes there's cooking, right? So maybe there's a theme, maybe people are dressing up to a theme or something like that, and just really sell the fun of it. Get a commitment. I always tell me there is only one catch. We have limited seating. It's by invitation and reservation only. You see, if I say, oh, please come, we have lots of spaces, people are going, well, I'll think about it. Okay, but this is an exclusive special event. It's not just any event. This is a special event. Okay, and we have limited seating, and it's by invitation and reservation only. So get them committed to the appointment. There's only one catch. We have limited seating, and we got to get you registered right away to make sure we ensure you a seat. Okay, if you create scarcity, people want it more. Okay, and the final thing is you got to remind them. So the day before the open house, you got to send them a text. Say, hey, we got a seat reserved for you. Looking forward to seeing you. 6 o'clock sharp. Here's our address. Call me if you have questions. So we build value, we get a commitment, and we remind them later. The next point is your open house has to be organized. So if it's a Zoom meeting, you got to be ready. If you kick off at 7 o'clock, everybody's ready. People know their responsibility. If you've got somebody that's doing the screen share, somebody's the monitoring the chat box, you've got your people that are whatever taking pictures. Your leaders know who the new people are. Is this important? Your open house, whether it be virtual or face-to-face, it's got to be organized. It's all about the new people. Write that down. The open house is all about the new people. You want to know who the first-time attendees are. You want to know their names. You want to recognize them. You want, if they're face-to-face, you want to shake their hand. You want to get them a cup of tea or coffee. You want to make them feel welcome. So important. So your office needs to be professional. It needs to be clean. Okay. When your guests come in, you greet them, make them feel special. And when you present the opportunity, always have testimonies. Okay. At least one for the product, one for the business. Remember, stories tell, facts tell, stories sell. So get more testimonies and coach your people on the testimonies. If it's on Zoom, get a recorded testimony and tell people they've got 2 to 3 minutes max. And they send you the recording. If it doesn't cut it, get them, coach them on how to do it better and get them to send it again. Okay. CTA, of course, is your call to action. At the end of the appointment, there needs to be a concerted focus with the distributor and the person with the new guest to enroll, to coordinate, to set that next meeting up. Okay. So the call to action. So let's talk about some questions. I love closing questions. So just like when you're closing the sale, there's closing questions on the business. Now, this is a little bit advanced, but if you get this, this is so beautiful. Okay. It's a 6-step closing question to enroll somebody at the end of the open house. So you ask them, what do you like best? Okay. Now they're sometimes they go, I don't know, it looks good. And you go, hey, do you like the idea of the matching set? Do you like the idea of the tax benefits? Do you like the idea of extra income? What do you like best? And so as soon as you ask them that question, they're reflecting on their hot button, and that's what you're going to close on. Then the next, on a scale of 1 to 10, what's your interest level on getting started now? Now, they might say 5. Okay, it doesn't matter what they say, because the next question is going to move them further down the line to their commitment to getting started. So on a scale of 1 to 10, Teresa, what's your interest level on getting started now? It's a 7. Fantastic. Okay. And how much money would you want to make this worth your while? Oh, I'd like to make $2,000 a month. Okay. Is that doable? Ladies and gentlemen, is that doable? Well, statistically, here's what we know. The average consultant will deliver 2.5 sets. Okay. The average set's $4,000. When somebody's at a starting commission doing a solo, they make 15%. 15% of 4,000 is $600. So the average consultant is earning about $1,200 a month. That's average to start. That's not a senior consultant or distributor. That is the average consultant starting the business. So what we want to do is we want to help, create a roadmap for them. So we go, how much money would you need to make this worth your while? And then they go, okay, 2,000, great. How much time would you be willing to invest? So again, it's about money, time. We put it together, and we're going to break it down to a goal setting session later on the next meeting, right? On how many shows they need to do to create that a reality. So here's the trial close. If we could, would you? If we could show you a way where you can make your $2,000 a month by investing your 12 hours a week, would you be willing to explore the next steps? I am not making income claims. Okay. I'm asking a question. If we could, would you? If we could do that, would you be willing to then take the next steps? Okay. So get these questions down, folks. Okay. And the final thing is, here's the action plan. We get a distributor agreement signed. We get the shows booked. We got to get those 3 shows booked. Okay. We give them an assignment, always giving your people an assignment and follow them up. Give an assignment, follow them up, and schedule the next meeting. Ladies and gentlemen, it's always about the next meeting, and I trust that you're going to get that now. So we're almost ready for a little halftime prize. Not quite, just in another maybe about 10 minutes, we're going to do a halftime prize. But let's talk about your demo. Here's the cliche. If we can do this, I can do this. AJ, if I can do this, you can do this. Mila, you know what? Yeah, if I can do this, you can do this. I didn't even know how to cook. I didn't even have a warm market. I was brand new to the city when I started this, and I never did sales or business before. If I can do this, you can do it too. Okay. Now we want to take the polish off your demo. Sometimes, these people, they're powerful closers. They're closing 60, 70% on their shows, but they're not bringing in the people. They bring in the people and they say, you do the demo, because the people are afraid that they can't do what you do. So sometimes you got to make mistakes on purpose. Sometimes you got to stand behind the cookware and let the cookware shine. Let the cookware look better than you. Stand behind the cookware, ladies and gentlemen, and let the cookware sell itself. If once you do that, more people are going to think in their mind, I can do this. Okay. You want to make sure your show is fun. How? Now here's the question. How can you, and write your answer down, what is one thing you can do to make your show more entertaining? What can you do to add some fun to your show? Okay. Think about that. Maybe it's a food joke. Maybe it's a nutritional joke. It's okay to tell a few jokes to lighten up the audience. Okay. You need a value added demo. If they don't believe in the product, they're not going to believe in the business. They have to fall in love with the product first, so that you have to do a great demo so people go, I love the product. Okay. Get them involved. This is my favorite part. Never go to a show, a face-to-face show, unless you have at least 2 aprons. Okay. If you bring 3, they're always going to want to keep one. And that's not a problem because it helps with bookings. But always bring an extra apron so you can put the apron on the person that's helping you. Okay. All right. And it makes them feel, especially if it's the husband that doesn't like to cook, it kind of forces them to pay attention. Okay. Take pictures of your events. We get our people to post on their shows on WhatsApp. Why do we do that? Because these pictures, you build a Rolodex of pictures. Okay. And each picture is a story. When I was new in the business, I had a hard time selling senior citizens. And then what my manager says, well, next time you sell a senior citizen, take a picture and put it in a booklet. And then next time you do a show for seniors, bring your senior book, open it up, and start name dropping all your happy senior customers and why they got their sets. Now, that was then. This is now. You can actually store your pictures in your phone and you can have stories for food and stories for people in the business. Next time you're at the open house, start taking pictures of every stock program payout. Start taking pictures of people winning all these prizes. It doesn't matter if they're team members or not. Say, you know what, at our last open house event, we gave away all this stuff. You got to come. So open houses, cooking classes, team events, payouts for traveling and stuff like that. Put that a part of your phone is now an extension of your flip chart. Organize your pictures in files for building and selling. Okay. Call out at the end of the show. We talked about that. Okay. And building goals. Now, here's the thing. If you go, hey, I want to add one new person a month. Great. How many people are you going to be bringing every week to see the opportunity? That's the bottom line. If you are going to add new people to your business, you have to have a weekly goal of how many people you expose to the business. You have to. That's like, you can't cook unless you book. You can't build unless you get people to exposures of the opportunity. So what's your weekly target for yourself? What's your weekly target for your team? If you're a distributor, right, and you want to add one new person a week on your team, one new person a week in training, okay, more than likely is 2 new people blasting off per month. So you got to have those weekly targets. Okay. And let's talk about where you're going to get your results. Okay. We know that the highest probability is, first of all, people that love the product. Next, okay, it's going to be people that want the gifts and they take action. So the next time you do a show and you go for an instant booking, the person's on the phone and they're texting right away, guess what? That's somebody that is a potential booking partner or a potential team member. Okay. The host is doing multiple shows. You know, some of my hostesses, I brought them into the business after they've done more than 5 shows. Okay. Remember, right? You keep on asking that question. Who do you know? Who do you know that loves to cook? Who do you know that's passionate about health? Who do you know that can have fun wearing this apron? Maybe you, Vivian. You never even thought about it. Check it out. Write this down, ladies and gentlemen. Check it out. It doesn't hurt to take a look. Check it out. It doesn't hurt to take a look. And you got to be enthusiastic about it. Okay, now who's your best people? My favorite people are people that do another that do a MLM or network marketing or have sales experience, somebody that's an opportunity seeker, especially if they're selling a health-related product. Okay? Why? Because my demo is going to be more powerful than theirs, and I know they're going to be inspired by the product just because because I do a good demo. Now that's where you want to be at. You want to do a great demo. So when you see these people, they were like sold and say, you know what, you can do this, and encourage them. Some ethnic markets are very good because of social influence. What does social influence mean? Friends trust their friends' opinions, and you have a higher number of bookings. You get more bookings in certain ethnic groups. Lots of friends. If somebody has no friends, guess what? That's a red flag. They don't have friends for a reason, because they're not social. They don't hang out with people. Maybe they don't have people skills. So people that have lots of friends and they have a people personality, people that are hungry. And that's why I love the name Hungry with Grace, because you got to be ambitious. You got to be goal oriented. You got to have a desire to create more, to get outside your comfort zone. What are other high probability people? People that love to cook. Okay. Now, I bet you half of you on here love to cook, or you're already a good cook. Positive thinker. Do you want to be around negative people? No. So if your hostess is smiling all the time and she's laughing, I'm thinking you would be perfect for this, because you need to, the first question that when you put together a business plan, it's going to be, who is your customer? Who is your target market? Now you can't go, oh, everybody that eats. That's not true. Your target market, your best target market is high probability candidates that people are going through now. Spousal support, right? We always want to involve the spouse into it, so they support each other. People that are competitive, somebody's done sports before. They like to win. They like team activities. Now, not any one of these, they don't have to have all of these attributes, but they all start stacking up. Now let's talk about low probability. People that, I don't like to say the word lazy, but they're maybe not motivated, okay? Or they have too many excuses, or they get stuck on start. Maybe they have no desire to make extra income. Sometimes people have been riding the gravy train and they want to stay at home collecting the Bill Biden or the Joe Biden checks. Okay. Sometimes when people are new to the area, what you need to understand is you have to help them book. You have to take them by the hand, and you're going to go prospecting, store booking, transit delivery. It's more work, more risk for your time. It's possible, but it is a lower probability. Again, people with negative attitude, they will rob your energy. Stay away from negative people. Okay. People that don't drive the freeway. Now, you know what? We've trained a lot of people that didn't drive the freeway, but you know what? It takes a longer curve. We got to team them up with somebody, but it's a lower probability. There's always barriers, ladies and gentlemen, to entry. Okay. But here's the bottom line. It's your leadership and the culture in your organization that will trump every obstacle. Okay. Because if some of you looked at me when I first started this business 25 years ago, you would go, I don't have time for this person. Okay. I don't have time for this person. Fortunately, I was in a great environment that helped mentor my skills to be able to create more. So here's the bottom line. In business, time is your friend. It's your enemy. Time is money. So who are you spending your time with? Who are you spending most of your time with? That's going to determine how fast you're going to build. Now, let's talk about some things you can say. So here's a few tactical things. Number one, this is a passion statement, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Too many people are prematurely aging and getting sick. And because of that, I believe we have a moral obligation to get out there and educate them. We know that 1 in 2 people are at risk of cancer, 1 in 3 people are at risk of heart disease. We know that 1 in 10 people are diagnosed with diabetes, and 1 in 3 people are pre-diabetic, 90% don't have it. We know that. Your community is sick and tired of being sick and tired, and we have a responsibility, okay, to show them a better way. We have a responsibility to show them how to eat better and live better. Do you believe that? Now, some of you might go, James, you're evangelizing me in this business. Darn rights I am, because I've been evangelized and I believe it in my core. I believe it that whether you sell or not, you will make a difference. Okay. To change more lives, we need more people. Together we can make a difference. Everybody wants to be a part of something to make a difference. Okay. So let people know we need more people just like you to fulfill our mission. Okay. And you know what? It is smart having a part-time business. Why? Because it reduces your taxable income and you increase your income. So let's work smarter together. Let's do this thing together. Okay. Having a part-time business is smart. People that don't have a part-time business, they're paying way too much. They're overpaying in their taxes unnecessarily. Now, some people, I know many of your values, family is first. Family before finances, right? Many of your values is faith, family, and finances. Many of your values is faith, family, football, and finances, whatever, okay? But the bottom line is we're all going to do more for our children. Would you agree? So tell people, if you're not going to do it for yourself, do it for your children. Set an example for them. Teach them the disciplines of running a business. I truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, what's going to save this country is your entrepreneurial spirit and attitude. By you setting the leading example, by going out there fearlessly building your business. Okay. And you know what? With your children, you can leave a legacy of good health, and you can help them be able to do things, okay, that you may not have been able to do. Is it making sense, ladies and gentlemen? If you're not going to do it for you, do it for your children. All we're doing is giving people rationale and reasons to move forward in the business. You know, you can make money doing anything. You can drive around Uber. What kind of self-satisfaction does an Uber driver have when they come home after being in rush hour traffic for 4 hours? Is it gratifying? I don't know. Some people were meant to drive people around. But you can make money doing anything, ladies and gentlemen. With this business, you can make money, make a difference, and have fun. Remember that. That's such a beautiful statement. With this business, you can do what? You can make money. you can make a difference, and more importantly, you can have fun. Okay. And you know what? It doesn't hurt to take a look. I know you've got another business, Victoria, but it doesn't hurt to take a look. You know, Luis, okay, I understand you've got a very good job, but you know what? It doesn't hurt to take a look. The worst case scenario, hey, come down, you'll have a great meal on us. You'll meet some cool people. You'll learn some new healthy recipes. And maybe you win some free prizes. What do you think? Right? We've got limited seating. It's by invitation and reservation only. We've got limited seating. Okay, the only catch is if you want to come, we've got to get you registered because we sell out every time. Okay, so these are just some examples. So with your opportunity statement, start writing some of these things down so that they just flow. You don't have to think about it. Add one new opportunity statement a week. And then in 4 or 5 weeks, all of a sudden, these words are just going to flow. Okay. Now, here's a couple things. Do you believe we have the right product? I believe we have the right product. I believe, ladies and gentlemen, okay, that we have the right programs, the stock program, the SPP, the success program. They're all designed to pave the road for success and make it easier for you to be successful. We've got the right product, 75 years of excellence. We got the right programs. We've got the right team, ladies and gentlemen. We got major players from other industries literally knocking on our doors, okay, to join this. Why? Because we have got the programs. It's not just the product. We've got the programs. We have the culture. We have the people, okay? And the timing has never been better. Think about this. Consumer interest on cooking. Watch Instagram, Facebook. All you see is cooking videos, people posting their pictures, okay? Cooking and health, never before, ladies and gentlemen. It is a perfect merger. It's a perfect storm here. Okay, it's at all-time highs, and you're at the right place with the right team at the right time. Does that give you confidence? Does that when I say that? So incorporate that into your presentation. Okay. So opportunity objections. You know, even though you do a great demonstration, what are objections? They are insecurities that people have, ladies and gentlemen. So your job is to what? Transfer confidence, transfer certainty, transfer peace of mind. Okay, so handling an objection is not trying to twist their arm. Most people think they're not a salesperson. That's okay. Nobody's born to be a salesperson. We're going to give you and your study buddy an assignment to role play these, because just like if somebody says it's not the right time to buy, or I already have cookware, or I don't cook, or I can't afford, or it's a lot of money, you know the answers to close people on the sale. If you want to become a great builder, you got to know the basic objections in the business. Okay. Don't have the time. Okay. I'm already involved in another business. That's my favorite. When you hear that, think cha-ching. If somebody has another business, especially if it's direct sales or network marketing, I'm all over them. Why? Because they are a high probability candidate. Okay, what if I don't sell? That's going to happen. We'll talk about explaining the law of averages. 1 in 2 people aren't going to buy. 1 in 2 and 3 people are not going to buy. That's okay. The 1 and 2, the 1 and 3 that do will actually help you move towards your goals. Can't afford to get a set, can't afford not to get a set. The cookware pays for itself, plus it's tax deductible. Plus we're going to show you how to get a matching set. You can do this. Don't think about the money you're spending. Think about the opportunity you're gaining, right? And so you just want to become reflexive, ladies. No, oh, 30 shows. I don't know that many people. No problem. I'll teach you the referral program. All you got to do is start with 6, and we're going to teach you how to build referrals from there. So here's the assignment. You're going to role play with your study buddy, questions and answer. You want to condition that so you feel comfortable with answering that confidently. So, all right, we're going to stop just for a moment, okay? And we're going to do a little spin here, okay? So I'm going to take it over to you. How do we got here? Aurora, how you doing? Mitzi, you learning stuff. I like the sunshine in the back. Jorge, look at you hanging in. Hello, Matthew. How's it going? Shafali, good to see you. So let's do a quick little spin. Hi, Leonie, good to see you. All right, Evelyn, hello. Hi, Francis. This one is for a bacon roast pan, ladies and gentlemen. Who's feeling lucky? All right, fantastic. So, all right, now let's talk about, ladies and gentlemen, the next part here. How do we elicit a why? Each and every one of you has a why, right? Now, your why is your motive. So what we're gonna share here now, okay, is how do you elicit another person's why? Okay, so first of all, your why is in your personal story. Okay, if you can't coach, if you don't know, if you're not clear yourself, you can't coach another person through the process. Okay. Now, ask this question. If time and money were not an obstacle, what are 2 to 3 things you'd like to do, places to go, or things to acquire in the next 12 months that's outside of your current financial reach? Now, this might take you a little bit of time to figure this one out, okay? But right now, we're trying to find the MO or the motive for people. So what are 2 to 3 things that you like to do? Maybe you'd like to go. Maybe it's something you'd like to acquire in the next 12 months or less that's outside your current financial reach. Okay. So what really it's not just things you want to buy. It might be the person you want to become. It might be a trip you want to go on, right? But get people to write this down. Okay. Make suggestions. So after you ask the question, wait, and then go, maybe it's a new vehicle. Maybe you want to max out your retirement. Maybe you want to pay off your debt. Maybe you want to put your kids through private school. Maybe you want to renovate your kitchen. Maybe you want to build out your backyard. The power of suggestions, ladies and gentlemen. So after you ask the question, make the suggestion. Now, if you don't know what your why is yet, that's your assignment. Okay. So if time and money were not an obstacle, what are 2 to 3 things you'd like to do, or maybe some places to go, or things you'd like to acquire for yourself or your family? Okay. And get specific. So if somebody goes, I want to go on a trip to Hawaii. I'm going to say, great. Okay. When do you want to go? Oh, maybe in the summertime, in 6 months. Great. Okay. Now, how many people are you going to take? Well, my 2 children, my husband, that's 4 of us. Excellent. And where do you want to stay in Hawaii? And how much a night would that cost? So with airfares, what's the total amount you think is going to be? What other activities do you want to do? So that's going to cost probably about $8,000. So what we want to do is we want to what? We want to be able to help you create $8,000 nest egg in 6 months, which is what? An extra $1,500 a month that you can save, right? And so we break it down to dinners a day. That's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. Help people goal set, but first find out what they want. So let's talk about the law of averages. You know, most people think if they don't sell, they fail. So that's a terrible belief system. Our job is to help people understand more empowering beliefs. So rejection's part of the business. So some will, some won't. So what next? Some will, some won't. So what next? Are you going to sell everybody all the time? No. Okay. Not everybody's right for this business. Okay. But your job is to be in front of the right people and do the right demonstration to attract the right people. But you know what? We're going to talk about benchmarking on averages. And you just need to understand it's okay to get rejected. Sometimes they're not rejecting the opportunity. They're rejecting themselves because of their own self-limitations. Okay. So your key is to track your numbers, and that's going to give you confidence. Okay. So let's talk about numbers. How long does it take to book a show? We know it takes between an hour to 2 hours, depending on the lead source. So if you're at a store booking or transit delivery, it takes a little bit more time. That's why it's so important to get good at booking shows, some shows. And booking partners, ladies and gentlemen, will buy you time. Make a note of that. See, in business, it's all about leveraging your time, isn't it? So a booking partner, ladies and gentlemen, will do what? They will buy you time. So what's your holdup? Well, we know that 65% of our business should be what? Referrals. So if we're referring, if we're like 80% of our business is coming from first generation, we need to improve on that. There's things we need to improve on our demo with our booking. We also know that 80% of shows that are confirmed and committed within 72 hours, they get run. Okay. So if somebody is having half their shows rescheduled, there's a problem. So we got to know our averages. Okay. Closing ratio 1 in 3, approximately. Okay. In our region, it's a little bit higher. In our office, it's a little bit higher than that. But again, identify who is your high probability candidates and make sure you're doing a great demo. Okay. Dinner dollar average. It's going to vary between office and office, but it's between $1,200 and $1,800 per show. Now, maybe your averages are less than that. Maybe your averages are more than that. Okay. But again, knowing the law of averages gives you confidence on what you're moving towards. Okay. Building ratio. 1 in 3 customers will become a booking partner on average. Some people will go 1 in 2 customers. They'll enroll as a booking partner. Maybe they enroll all their people, but 1 in 3 are actually going to do something significant. Okay. 1 in 3 booking partners will want to become a team member. What does that mean? 1 in 10 shows, you're going to enroll a new person. So you're going to understand this business is not for everybody, but most people that don't think this business is for them, it may be for them. For example, when I first seen this business, I was thinking, are you kidding me, cookware? I was thinking about being perceived as a cookware salesperson. That was my perception. What I didn't realize is how we can make a positive impact in the lives of other people. What I didn't realize is the people that I was working with, they had left jobs that they were making $100,000 plus a year. And that's 25 years ago, which is over $200,000 a year today. So what I didn't realize is these were gunners, high caliber people that were doing this. Okay. And so do understand that effective sales leader is not something that's born, they are developed. Okay. And each and every one of you is not born the best leader within you. You have the grittiness, you have the courage, you have the enthusiasm, you have the tenacity. Okay. You have the stickability, but it takes time and it's compounding those efforts and skills over time. It's 1 booking show. It's 1 show booked, 1 show cooked, 1 training at a time that's going to make the difference, and understand that. It's about being consistent. Once a week, what are you doing every week? Are you doing 1 show a week, 2 shows a week, 3 shows a week? Obviously, the more you do, the faster you move towards your goal. Now, let me talk about selling on sales. I think the career of sales is a very honorable position, ladies and gentlemen, and you should give yourself a pat on the back, because whether people buy or not, you add value by sharing the mission. Okay. Also, okay, understand that instant bookings are, and the total amount of shows you book is your most important sale. See, a new person goes, I didn't sell, I failed. Okay. Well, the reality is, congratulations, you got 2 instant bookings. Because once you understand that a full calendar, the cream will always rise to the top if you're coaching and qualifying. Okay. We understand that 80% of economic growth is due to small business. It's businesses like you and me that will continue to make this country great and drive this country forward. Okay. So ladies and gentlemen, building your business is stimulating the economy. Okay. So be proud of that. Okay. The profits you earn on a sale, ladies and gentlemen, is small compared to the lifetime benefits a customer receives from owning the product. Now, I believe this, but we need to share this with other new people, because a lot of times people go, you know what, I made like $1,000 on this sale. We had somebody that sold the chef set the other day, and we just did payroll, and they got more than $2,500 on a sale. Can you imagine? Now, some people may say that's a lot of commission, but you know what? It's all about percentages, right? If it's a small set, it's the same percentage. It's just a larger, it's on a larger volume. So even though you may have made 500, 1,000 or more on a sale, the customer gets to use this every day for the rest of their life. So be proud of that. Okay. And to be financially independent, you need to move from salary mentality, write this down, to what? Contract mentality. You're not going to get rich working for somebody else, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. Now you might be able to, in 20 years, save aggressively, live below your means, and have, a very frugal lifestyle, and you retire and then you give all your money inheritance to your kids. Okay. But the reality is if you want to have a quality of life, you want to have freedom and flexibility and choices, you got to be on contract mentality at some point, right? Working for contract. And to become financially free, you must be willing to take some risks. And in our business, the only thing you're risking other than your pride is a little bit of time. Think about that, right? When you face rejection, what is that? That's just your pride. You bruised your pride, big deal, rise above it. It's not about you, right? It's not about you. It's about them. And that's okay. So the only thing you're really risking is a little bit of time. Okay. And to be great, you must be willing to talk to a lot of people. Okay. So if you want to really, like the people that are the big performers, it's because they're the best bookers. Why are the best bookers? Because they talk to more people. It's very simple. The more people you talk to, the luckier you get. I hope you made a note of that. The more people you talk to, luck is labor under correct knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. So the more people you talk to, guess what? The faster you move towards it. And what you lack in skills while you're learning, you must make up for in effort. When I first started this business, my closing rate was like 1 in 6, 1 in 7. And most of you would go, wow, and you're still here today. Well, fortunately, somebody cared enough, for me in this business to continue to follow me up. Okay. And you have to understand that your skills compound over time. I think this business is so easy because some business, like if you're a doctor, and we have distributors that make more money than doctors, okay, in this business, right? And they don't even have, their own practice. So the reality is, ladies and gentlemen, is when you're in the beginning stages, it's hard. It's hard because you're making mistakes. But what you lack in skill, you got to make up for an effort because it's going to get easier and easier and easier and easier and easier. Okay. Work harder on yourself than you do on your business. Work harder on yourself than you do on this business, and strive, right, to deliver more value. Does this make sense, folks? When you deliver more value, you become more valuable in the eyes of your prospect. Okay. So let's talk about thinking big. I'm going to ask you a couple of closing questions here. Where do you want to be in 5 years from now? Maybe 5 to 10 years from now. For some of you, that's too far to look in the future. But where would you like to be a year from now? Where would you like to be 3 years from now? Maybe take a little bit of courage and say, in 5 years from now, I'd like to be debt-free, have my home paid for. Outstanding. 5 years from now, where do you want to be? You got to think bigger. You got to challenge yourself, because guess what? Otherwise, you get stuck in this little box. It's like a thermostat. You know how the thermostat works, right? Right? The temperature gets up and then the air conditioner kicks in and you cool back down. And that's what happens. You cook, sell, and then you stop because the air conditioner kicks in. See, if you've got yourself big goals, ladies and gentlemen, keep plateauing at a higher and higher level. So my question is where do you want to be in 5 years from now? Okay. And what are you willing to do? What price are you willing to pay? What sacrifices are you willing to pay? And who do you want to take with you on the journey? And my question is, when do you want to be mortgage free? Because eventually it might take you 20 more years, or it could take you 10 years. It could take you 5 years. So when would you like to be mortgage free? When would you like to pay off all your credit cards? When would you like to be able to buy your cars cash? Okay. You deserve to be a millionaire. You see, it's all about being worthy of success, ladies and gentlemen. Success is a mindset. Success is conditioning. And most people are upbringing. I was brought up in a middle-class family. I love my parents dearly. I'm so grateful for everything that they've given me. But I grew up in a middle-class family. For me to be able to think better, I had to stretch myself outside of a comfort zone. Okay. And so do you deserve it? Well, you got to get good at receiving, ladies and gentlemen. You can't self-sabotage. Somebody gives you a compliment, accept it. Customer gives you $1,000, accept it. You bring a great person in this business, accept it. Okay. And demand more from yourself. So, and when do you want to retire? What's your end game? Some of you say, you know what, I'm going to do Salad Master to my last dying breath because I love this business. That's great. But the reality is, as much as I love and respect Larry Dickman, at 87 years old, I'm not going to be chopping cabbage. Okay, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that in a derogatory comment. I love doing this business. For me, if I'm in the office, it's kind of like work in a different way. But when I'm in the field, it's like play. I love cooking shows. But the reality is, when do you want to retire? What's your end game? Is it a financial figure? Is it an age? Do you want to do it when you're 60, 65? Okay, 70? I don't know. That's your plan. Okay. And then what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind and create? This is an important reflective question, but this is all beginning with the end in mind. Stephen Covey says, think first to understand, then be understood, and begin with the end in mind. Where do you want to be? Okay. Because your mind doesn't understand the difference between something that's vividly imagined and something that's real. Okay. So imagine it bigger, brighter, bolder, better. Okay. And when we talk about legacy, our legacy is our children, isn't it? And also in this business, the legacy is the people that we train. Think about that. You want to have immortality, ladies and gentlemen? There's only one way, because we all have a finite time on this earth. And your immortality is training another person, is duplicating yourself with your skills. And that's why building is so important, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. And how do you want to be remembered? Somebody told me one time is write your own eulogy. Write your own eulogy. What do you want people to say about you when you're gone? Okay. How do you want to be remembered? And you're going to be remembered, ladies and gentlemen, by what you give. Okay. And it's going to be your knowledge. It's going to be your time. It's going to be your financial privileges that you can share. Okay. And so Nelson Mandela says there's no passion found in playing small, in selling for a life that is less than the one you're capable of living. Okay. Think bigger, ladies and gentlemen, and think bigger still. Now, we're excited because in our region, we are developing 100 healthy and profitable distributors by the end of this year. Okay. And so are you a candidate to become a distributor? On the road to finding distributors, we're looking for the people that are hungry. We're looking for the people that have a passion. We're looking for the people that want to follow that passion up with some effort. Okay. Some consistent effort. And so there's opportunities for people to start just by assisting. There's opportunities for people to cook. There's opportunities for team leaders and business owners. Okay. And so really, when we think about our region, it's 70 million people, ladies and gentlemen. 70 million people. In the state of California, we have over 40 million people. Some of you from other states, welcome. But this is the land of milk and honey. This is the land of opportunity. Sometimes people have to cross a border or come into this wonderful country of ours, and they're motivated because from where they come from, they didn't have opportunity. So let's really think about that brand new immigrant coming to the country with a world of opportunity. Millions of people. Every time I jump on a plane, I see all the people out there that need this product. I see all the people out there that are praying for an opportunity, ladies and gentlemen. The time is now to stake your claim. Get your foot in the door and stake your claim. So, okay, let's talk about Beta. Who is Beta? Who is Beta? Okay, on every one of your shows, you got to be thinking about Beta. Building is the answer. So if you need more income, guess what? Beta. If you need more training, guess what? When you bring a new person in this business, right, you're role playing with them, you become better. Okay, you need more time. Well, the only way to leverage your time is with money and other people's time. So Beta is the answer. And if you need to be motivated, new people motivate me. I get inspired by the excitement and the fresh attitudes of new people. You want to add more fun to this business. Building is the answer, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to become better at sponsoring the right people, you want to make Beta a daily focus. Okay. So let's talk about your assignments. Okay. Are you excited about your assignments? Okay. First and foremost is make a commitment to master your craft and strive for greatness. Okay. Role play with your study buddy. We're going to email you objections to the opportunity. Okay, so you got to speak, you got to listen to it, you got to reflect upon it. Get together with your people once a week. If you can get together with a study buddy once a week, you'll be amazed, because there's a lot of information we gave to you. Okay, and it's not about knowing it, it's about being able to speak it and speak it authentically from your voice, not my voice, it's your voice. Okay, and we will email that to you tonight. And so talk to your dealer about getting a copy of that. Review your notes in the next day, the next 7 days, the next month, the next 6 months. Okay, and apply your knowledge. Okay, knowledge is not power, ladies and gentlemen. Applied knowledge is power. And we challenge you to go out there and cook 3 shows a week if possible. If possible. If you can only do 2, do what you can do. If you can do more, go for more. The only thing stopping you from cooking more is getting better at booking. And you know what? Get better at rolling booking partners. And that's the gateway to enrolling team members in the business. Okay. So double your active team members in the next 3 months. This is the challenge I'm going to give you. Double. Where are you at right now? You have 3 active, you have 5 active, you have 10 active, 20 active. What will it take to double? What things did you learn here today that you're going to apply? And we're going to send you a feedback survey, ladies and gentlemen. Your opinion does matter. Now, we've had a couple people. We've had a lot of people that have done all 4 programs. We've got a couple people that just started on here today. Okay, the people that have finished all 4 will be receiving a certificate of completion. So congratulations for you in your achievement. Okay, now we have a couple minutes that I want to go through. Just do a quick little screen share. Let's see what we have here. Okay. Yeah, pick people up. Okay, Alaska is in our region. Yes, it is, and so is Hawaii. So let's talk about your, yes, role playing out. No, you've got this already, don't you? Stop the screen share. Okay, here's one thing I'll share for you folks. And that is the questions and answers. Okay, so when you get it, get excited about this one. Okay. It's always wonderful having many, many files open. There it is. Objections to the business. Objections are merely questions. Okay, we don't have the time. Hey, I know how you feel. I felt the same way myself. Start on a part-time basis. Time is relative to the benefit that you receive. Like, we always make time for things more important. Now, these are suggested answers, but you got to know not necessarily how to answer, but the structure. You listen to people. Okay, you empathize. You try to understand where they're coming from. Okay, and then what you do is you repeat, isolate, answer, and then you close. Okay, and so somebody says, I'm not a salesperson. Did you know, and this is real, that most successful people in our business didn't have sales experience? When demonstrated properly, the product sells itself. Now, the product doesn't sell itself by accident. When demonstrated properly, it sells itself. You know, I'm not a salesperson. That's okay. We can do this together until you can do it yourself. Okay. I'm already involved in another business. That's fantastic. Salad Master works great with other businesses. Why? Because of the referrals that you're going to get that's going to help your other business. Okay. And so, you know, we don't want to say, hey, our business is better than yours type thing. Show me yours, show me mine. It's just, I always say, hey, you're probably doing great in your business. Wouldn't it be amazing for you to be able to add an extra income, or at least get a bonus set program? Okay. Some people say, what if I don't sell? Okay. Well, guess what? That's going to happen. And again, law of averages. I can't afford to buy a set. So these are concerns that some people will have. Okay. And ultimately your demo will answer a lot of those. But when they come up, you have to be confident. So you will role play with that. So we have that in a PowerPoint form. We have that. Okay. And I'm gonna land the plane, and I'm gonna ask a couple people what they learned most and how they're gonna apply this to their business. Now, some of you are thinking, please, James, don't pick me. Don't pick me, but I'm gonna pick ISIS. But before I pick ISIS, I'm gonna ask Sharon. Okay. What is one thing, Sharon, that you learned, okay, and how you're planning on applying this to your business? Take it away, Sharon.
Hi, James. Good evening. Thanks for giving me the opportunity to speak. Um, the one thing that stands out in your presentation for today is being able to build your team through showing them how easy it is and being enthusiastic in showing them and presenting the opportunities that the business brings to you, and also sharing your story is important and powerful.
Thank you very much. And sharing your story, each and every one of us need to write that story down. We have to write that story down. And we have to be sold ourselves. Your ability to sell the product is directly related to your belief in the product. Your ability to sell the business is directly related to your belief in the business, the culture of the team that you work with, not necessarily the financial benefits. Because if we really believe in the mission, we want people to become part of that first, and the financial benefits will follow. Thank you, Sharon. Isis, okay, what one thing did you learn and how you plan on applying this?
Well, I really absolutely love the closing questions on the opportunity of like what did they like best, and how much money would they want to make, and then if we could get that money, it's closing on that's what I want to memorize, like all those closing questions. I feel like if myself and my distributors could learn that, it's then the call to action. We're good at the call of action, but I really want to streamline all these closing questions and just have them just like you off the top of my mind, my head.
Thanks, Isis. And I just borrowed those. I just borrowed those closing questions from somebody else. And we're in the business, Leonie, I'm going to pick on you next. Okay. But we're in this business of borrowing best practices and incorporating them into our business. One little phrase, one little statement, one little question at a time. But those closing questions, what did you enjoy best?
Yeah.
Rather than, hey, do you want to sign up? Right? Some people are nervous at the end, like, what do you do? Right? Hey, what did you enjoy best? Well, I like this, I like that. Great. Okay. Let me ask you, what's your interest level on a scale of 1 to 10? Now they might go 5. See, that's fantastic. Well, if you were to get started, how much money would you want to make it worth your while? Because you know what? It really has to do with the benefit, doesn't it? Well, I'd like to make $5,000. That's wonderful. Okay, we have people that make that and a lot more. It's not going to happen, probably won't happen in your first month, but we can definitely work towards that. And how much time would you be willing to invest? Well, I'd be willing to invest 10 to 15 hours a week. Okay, well, that could be very doable. Let me ask you a question. If I could, would you? If I could show you a way where we could work towards you earning an additional 5,000 by putting in about 15 hours a week, would you be interested in exploring the next steps? I'm not saying, hey, you want to sign up? You want to take the next steps. You want to explore the next steps. Because here's what you have to understand. Most people can make a decision on the product on first contact. Most people will not make a decision on the business until they've had an average of 4 to 6 exposures. So that's why we explore the next steps. And just like, sometimes when people sign the paperwork, they're a little bit insecure. They're not sure if they made the right decision. There's a sale after the sale on the product, isn't there? And that's called servicing. That's called your install. That's called the cooking class. That's called your, keeping in touch with them and being interested in helping them. Right? But there's a sale after the sale on the business, ladies and gentlemen, and it's always that next appointment. And what gets people, the reason why some people aren't successful is they're not setting the next appointment and the next appointment and the next appointment and being on top of it. Okay. So yeah, go through those closing questions. And Leonie, thank you, by the way, Isis. What is the one thing that you learned here and how you're going to apply it?
Well, I learned about the mindset, building mindset, because what you think could be what you are. I mean, that's important. Of what you think, you become. And so if you have a building mindset, not just a sole proprietor or not just running a mini mart, but a mega mall, it's important to know what you really want and how you're going to apply it. But so I really believe that I want to have a positive impact on people. So if I could bring in people that will make them better person, and not only that, but earn more money so you can give more. And that's really what I want. I want to earn more so I can give more.
Fantastic. And you know what? If you present the opportunity the right way, guess what happens? You attract the right people. Okay. And if you're talking about all the money you're going to make and stuff, guess who you're going to attract? You're going to attract people that put a higher priority on money. And a lot of times those are not the people that are glued to the business. Okay. I qualify, like my time is valuable and I choose who I want to spend my time with. And that's why you got to really focus on your target market. It starts with you, ladies and gentlemen. You want to be a builder, you condition the mindset. Okay. And so I really, I'm so grateful for the time for you investing in the business. And, you know, when I talk about assignments, it's your business. It's up to you. Take the information, check your email boxes, go through that stuff. Teresa, let's land the plane and give away one more prize. We'll give away a pair of kitchen shears. Okay, so drum roll, please, ladies and gentlemen. Teresa, this is a bonus on the wheel. This wasn't even planned. Okay, so Teresa, I know it probably doesn't have kitchen shears on the wheel, but let's give it a little bit of spin. This is got to be the luckiest lady I know. She has won so many prizes. She just shows up and smiles. She's definitely got a positive attitude. Congratulations, Sarab, on winning your kitchen shears. So to each and every one of you, okay, I challenge you to double in the next 90 days. And remember, this weekend is all about the best day in May. Do whatever you can do to cook 3 shows in one day. And if you can only do one, just do your very best. That's all we ask. Thanks, everybody. We'll see you at the top of the Salad Master food chain. Peace out for now, and we'll see you then. Cheerio.